Oh, oh.
Yeah, I gotta wait. I can't talk. Boss man don't talk first, or him.
Well, I mean, hey, how you doing? Well, she didn't say nothing like countdown
She
or
said 2 minutes, man, but I don't know what's
that
something
was
on your
two
phone,
minutes
bro.
ago.
You was on your phone the whole time.
I was reading. Hey, how you doing? I'm Lewis Dix,
I'm Dannon Green
and this is I don't know the name of the show. Oh, it's still in a man's world.
in a man's world.
All right, you got the same outfit on.
Well, yeah, if you notice, I'm only doing it lately. Each show because I noticed you've been wearing white and red and white. So I was trying to act like maybe this could just be a look for us.
No, just don't. There's no such thing as a look for us.
Oh, my fault. I just
Look for us.
is it the us thing that threw
Pretty
you off,
suspect,
or
yeah.
look for the show?
It just
You didn't like us, did you?
no us through me. I mean, you cool, but we ain't no us.
It's funny. Certain words I
like-
didn't want to say no more. Like I
Well,
don't even
no,
like.
I mean, it's just
I can't say my partner no more because they say, "Yo, but who's that? My partner." Be like,
no.
for real? Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll go with it.
I just thought,
no,
I could change the color because I'm supposed to be purple and gold anyway. So
No,
I mean,
do you?
yeah, but I just thought that it would look good for us to be doing
Don't
this.
think so much.
I mean, I'm sorry, not us.
Don't think so much.
I apologize.
How are you?
Man, I'm great, man.
Good. Little lotionless again. Huh?
You know what I mean? I always like to be the Ashley Ball of
Oh,
hate.
that's right. That's your.
Yes.
How was your week?
Man, I had a great week.
Yeah. What'd you do?
A lot of shows. Had a lot of shows. Had a killer show last Tuesday.
That with Chris and
Yeah.
And how did T? That was with Ti.
Yes,
How did he
yes.
do?
I was very impressed with Ti. Ti came back. He bounced back. From a hard body shot. New York gave him the body shot 1-2.
All right.
And
I'm hard pressed to say, and I mean, for you to say you're impressed with him,
Well,
he's been doing.
look, let me put this.
I think you're being overly nice.
Okay.
I don't think you're being fair to the true comics, because for you to say overly impressed.
No, I didn't say overly impressed. You threw overly impressed. I just
was-
said I was impressed with him.
Oh well, impressed.
With his bounce back. So that's not saying, it's not like he
If you
bounced
were
back.
going to be candid.
Okay,
and
if
you
I was
weren't-
gonna be
Yeah,
candid.
because like now I get a feeling like you're just being nice, like a lot of other people, so you can work with them.
No, because I'm going to work with whoever I want to anyway, whether I'm
Okay,
nice with him
so,
or not.
all right, so just.
But I like your attitude. I do understand what you're saying. So go ahead and ask the question.
Yeah. So is he? What kind? Where? Okay, if we were to measure him, like we saw people in the beginning of their career, like Tommy Davidson, Jamie Foxx. There's certain people.
Well, you saw
Chris
me in the
Tucker,
beginning of my career.
Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
and those
okay,
people,
Chris.
you could see that those people had talent.
Right.
For comedy, that this is something they should be doing.
Right.
Now, I'm sure they saw that with T.I. with his rapping and
Right.
music,
Right.
but
I think the Chris Tucker thing is actually a great example because even in the comedy game, when Chris was blowing up and getting ready to do the films, people were still like, but he can't do, Chris can't give
his
you.
first 7 minutes was fire about borrowing the people borrow stuff from you, don't pay it back, and they keep it so long that you think
you go back and borrow it back from them. Right,
it. That
yeah.
was that's a foundation of that's the beginner.
But if you really want to be honest, Chris still didn't become a killer on stage.
Well,
even
he was
after
more
he
of an
blew
actor,
up.
comedian.
Right.
He's more
right.
of an actor.
But he started in comedy.
Right,
so
but
that's
his first 7 minutes,
yes.
I don't think T.I.
That was his
7
career.
minutes can compare it with.
Oh no, I'm not.
What I'm saying.
No, I'm not. But what I'm saying is this. Okay, this is what I'm
You
saying.
would be if you saw Chris Tucker and
T.I. first 7 minutes, you'd be like, yo, this dude is just. Chris is giving us a hot 7 because we know he got a hot 40 left behind it somewhere.
right.
I see what you're saying.
I'm impressed with that
Right.
first. Same thing with Tommy Davidson or whatever. I don't see that with T.I.
Okay.
Now, mind you, I've never seen him, so
Right.
And
And I'm going off of what I've seen of him. Okay, let me just put it this way. He got booed at the Barclay, right? That's what everybody. That's kind of that's not unfortunate, but that's the standard point right now. He got booed at the Barclay. For what happened at the Barclay and then what he did last week, there was a very big improvement. I have told him, hey, keep writing. I just tell him, keep writing, keep performing. Now, the difference is he's taken a jump that you, me, nobody in the game, not many people in the game have been able to do.
Now, when you say a jump, meaning what? With his material?
No, where he's performing, who he's performing with. I couldn't.
That's just.
But still, That's a mind
Well,
game, Lou.
he's performing as T.I., not T.I. the rapper, not T.I. the comedian. So that we can't compare our thing to his thing.
No, but we can compare it in terms of being able to be in the position to be on certain shows. Like I couldn't be. I wouldn't. Niggas.
Well,
didn't,
even if we were given when we all first started,
Right.
if we were given the opportunity. So like when I first started, and then I went on tour with Mickey Howard, who opened up for the Temptations. I would do 15 minutes in front of them and introduce Mickey Howard.
Right.
Well, that's an audience temptation. So yeah, I did well.
Right.
Because the audience wasn't there for me; they were there prime.
Right.
So in the Barclay, he was there to be performing.
But you
that's
did.
why
But
he went to his music.
But the difference is this: someone saw you. Thought well enough of you to to see that you fit within that show.
No, what happened was Mickey Howard wanted me to go on tour with her, but she couldn't afford me, so she said, "You go on as my valet." I went out on the road as her valet, and then she said, "You can do 15 minutes up front and then introduce me."
Again, but she knew that
she
you
saw
could
the
do
potential from the
exactly.
Comedy Act Theater.
Exactly. So that's why you got that. You got that from someone big.
T.I. got his because he's T.I. and he said, "I'm doing." That's just like Will Smith deciding he's going to do comedy.
So that's what I'm saying about the jump. That's what I'm saying. He's able to do a jump that you and I, right? That you and I, opportunity jump, whatever word. I was trying to make it for the streets, but since you want to act like you got an education,
no, I'm not acting like I got an education. I think that was the wrong word to say jump as opposed to opportunity.
Okay,
you make a jump when you have you make a jump from a small club to a big club.
Okay, I'll agree with you on that. So he was given an opportunity that you and I at that stage in our career would never have gotten.
Right. I mean,
and that's because of who he is, though.
Right. And I'm not going to comment on it again because I don't.
No. So
but you saw him.
I think it's fair. No, I think it's fair that you do.
How long did he do?
He actually stuck to the time. He did about 12 minutes, 12 to 15. Usually because he was getting that rep as going over time, doing 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and so people were getting upset with that. In terms of that show, that particular show, he came back, he bounced back, he did the time that Chris allotted to him, I'm saying, and then what he did was, I don't know if he was encouraged to do it, someone wrote it for him or told him how to do it, but it was I've seen him perform before 2 other times, and this time it was different because he talked about him not being at the level, bombing at the Barclay.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So he talked about himself.
Everybody who first starts off has a bit that's their signature bit. Mm-hmm. What is his?
Okay, so right now, if I would say his signature bit is the bit about him and his wife. So in terms of, I've seen him do it more than one time.
Okay.
So let's put it this way. When he did the show on Tuesday, he opened up and said, "Hey, well, he kind of grabbed the mic and everybody was there, and you could tell everybody was waiting, like, and LA ain't really your booing crowd, but I heard niggas practicing singing, you know what I mean, like." So then he goes, "Well, as you guys know, it hasn't really been a good week for me, and so people started laughing because they knew what they was talking about." And he said, "I didn't, I got booed at the Barclay, yep," and he said, it bothered me a little bit, but I was able to get through that. He said, but what bothered me was, you got all of these people booing, and I looked in the audience, and then I saw my wife booing.
Okay, that's funny.
Right, and then he goes, like, I ain't mind them, but he wanted to, like, hey, what's up with you? And then she said, "Oh, my fault, I got caught up in the moment." And that's the way that he said it.
That's funny.
It was funny. Now, he has a joke where he goes, he's sleeping. Now, this might be his signature joke of what I've seen him do it twice, how he was sleeping, and I think his wife was, woke him up and was letting him know, like, look, in '94, I was just as big as you in '94. You know what I'm saying? And I was bigger than you. What was you doing in '94? I was platinum. You know what I mean? And he says, yeah, but I was selling dope. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what. Now, how funny.
That's a signature joke.
That's what I'm. Well, chicken joke is a joke. You asked me what have I been.
In comedy, you usually do drugs, sex. That's your foundation.
I'm saying signature joke because it's the one that I've heard in terms of, and I don't know if you do know, I don't really watch a lot of comedy.
Right. Okay.
Because I don't want to be influenced, and if I'm going on after you, I'm definitely not trying to get caught up in the room, so I can have my pre-notion. So, look, I would just say that is
the thing nowadays. For what you said that you don't watch a lot of comedy, there's not a lot of comedy to watch. It's just people doing comedy.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. It's a lot different.
It's not
now,
like
man.
when we came, there was a lot of comedy being done.
Right, and guys that you could really learn from.
Yeah, that did comedy.
Right.
But now it's kind of like the mumble rapping.
Right. Yeah.
It's like the mumble rapping. So good for T.I.
Yeah.
Or T.I.
I think he's gonna be okay. I mean,
that's
whatever level.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be okay and all that. I just stop. See, again, you're pumping him up.
Sorry,
I think he's
man.
gonna be okay.
I'm trying to get a movie with
He's
him.
already okay.
My fault. He's rich.
Yeah, I mean, rich. Being rich is not okay.
No, being rich is not
does
okay.
not make you okay.
No, it doesn't. I know a lot of people with money
are lonely.
lonely.
I made a note today about how being lonely is tough.
Mm-hmm.
Lonely is tough, and that's interesting. That's why you got to find someone who you want to go home to.
Right.
Because being lonely is one, I think, is the toughest thing in the world to deal with.
But let me ask you a question though, which is a great point that you bring up. But is it being lonely because you don't have someone? Because you could be lonely with someone. So
yeah. I mean, as I said, being lonely is not having someone you want to go home to.
Okay. You did say that. Okay.
Someone you want to be with, someone that you say you go out of your way, you're selfless towards. You decide that if you're
happy to go home.
Yeah, and you're happy to make them happy. You're happy to see them happy.
Man, that's a strong point.
So it's
know what, man? That's I think that's the key to a relationship. I think and that's a great point, Louis Dix, and you don't hear that a lot.
But the person that you're loving has to be able to receive that.
No, but at the end of the day, whether they receive it or not, because then that's your decision on how long you want to continue it.
Right.
You're happy. If you're happy to make someone happy, that means you don't mind coming. You want to come home. You don't mind talking once or twice during the day. Or even if you don't talk to them, you know that you got that person there. I think that's a very strong point. Now, how they receive it after a while will determine how long you show your happiness towards them.
Yeah, and it's good. It's always good to have. Is that your phone?
No, that's God.
Oh, hilarious! That's the way of letting it. That's a horrible ringtone.
What?
Caller.
Oh, that's how we getting calls now.
Hey man,
you're gonna have to do better than that. I mean,
at least we got a call.
Yeah, because last time she just kind of.
No, we normally never get calls.
Yeah,
so that means one person is listening.
Oh, okay. Well,
so, hey, hello.
If you give me the number, we can maybe get some more too. But go ahead.
Hey,
Caller.
what's up, you guys?
What's up? Who's this?
Oh, this is D-Calls. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, D-Calls? How are you?
Oh, man, I'm good. Louis Dix and Danny Green. Two of my favorite comics, man.
My man, appreciate it.
You mean you don't put T.I. in there? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm not going to do that not right now. Not until he hones his skills and becomes a real comic.
So how are you, D-Calls? How's the family?
I'm good, man. I got to man, for the past going on 3 weeks, I've been listening to the old Foxxhole. Mm-hmm. And Louis, you done really toned down, man. You was a beast back in the day, as far as you just let your tongue loose back in those days, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay, first let me say, during that time, I wasn't as happy and content as I am now. So that was part of it. I was more or less venting. I was trying to find some peace. And in doing that, sometimes you can attack people without thinking, So
But, I mean, you were just being you. I mean, I see how you guys honed your skills. Poetess became poetess the way she is, as far as how she is and where she is. And I'm like, man, Louis, man, I was watching you, and I'm like, dude, you were off the chain back then, man. What did you do to change, to evolve to the person that you are now? Because you didn't care back then.
Well, I found someone to care about, or who cared about me. Code 3.
He got off a crack.
No, I wasn't on crack. But and also that show was formatted a certain way.
It was formatted that way.
It was everyone had a role and a position, and it was, and I don't want to say staged, but everyone, Fox was the superstar. Speedy was the one that was the beggar. Who was the hanger on, who had got one that would
he got lucky and Jamie was his boy.
Johnny Mack was also
antagonist and
he was also on Jamie's jock,
right.
which was okay. I mean, they protected Jamie and they would never really tell a joke that would upstage Jamie.
Right.
But Lou, you was off the chain, man. You was real. If you ever go back and listen to how you were, you probably like, man, I can't believe I said those things, man.
No, true. And those things are still in me. And if we were given the format,
if Jeff was here, he'd be saying.
If Jeff was here, and then when TDP was here, certain people, they would give, throw me alley oops, and then so that's stuff. I still have some of those thoughts and those things that I believe in about, please, thank you, and excuse me. They don't come up as much now in the dialogue here, but I definitely, I could still get riled up. And even before the show started, POTUS and I were talking about the whole Dwayne Wade thing and that child. And there's a lot of things you could say back then, and that's funny, but it's less than, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You could say, and where now you really can't say because
everybody's sensitive.
Everybody's so sensitive, and it just has to be in the right format. So
I just never heard you in that light. I mean, and it was dope. It was cool because you was being you, and you was speaking your piece and stuff, man. And you had that I don't care. Hey, this is how I feel, and I appreciate about that. Like I said, man, that whole format was dope, and everybody that was on that panel are extremely talented and all that, man.
Hold on. Everybody wasn't.
They all wasn't talented.
Come on now.
Extremely talented. They had some talent. I could see.
They only had talent to go after people, and and it was a gang. It was a gang.
Jamie Foxx had the most talent, of course.
And he was the leader of the gang.
And then I would say, after Jamie, I had the next level of talent.
Chris Spencer's a beast.
Who?
Chris Spencer.
Oh yeah, Chris Spencer is.
But Chris wasn't on the show though, was he?
Yeah, he would come on the show. Chris
would come on, but he wasn't the. He wasn't a regular.
Yeah, but I have to say, Chris is a beast.
Yeah,
I would put myself right behind Chris.
Okay.
I can't say I'm.
Now, Dannon.
Yes.
Dannon, right quick, man. My boy. Your thing back in the day was, I don't want no trouble.
Don't want no trouble.
I don't want no trouble. But now, where can I find your documentary?
Okay, real quick. I had it up on Tubi for about 7 months. Mm-hmm. So I took it down in January because I wind up getting an interview with Bernard Hopkins. So because I got an interview with him and we took it down and we revised the documentary, we are currently working on trying to get another deal. I can take it back to Tubi. I already have that opening, but I want to see if I can get a bigger deal, maybe through Showtime or Netflix. And those are the meetings that I've been having now. So as of right now, it's not up anywhere, and purposely because I wanted to get that documentary, that mindset, or whatever people already saw out of their mindset, so that I can submit it. And we're actually going to do a new poster and everything. So yeah. It'll be up soon, but thank you for asking.
Okay, cool, because I really want to see that, man. And being that both of you guys are two comic legends, being that all this stuff that's going on right now, I think there should be a documentary about comics getting attacked on stage.
Well, it will be. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how Lewis feels. I don't think. I mean, it's happening. I think what's happening now, it's been happening some way, even whether it's verbally or, physically. But I think what happened, what Will did, just kind of enhanced it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's been happening.
Yeah, somebody's going to do something soon. But listen,
that's what I'm saying. Bring it to the forefront because this has been going on for a long time. It's just now coming to the forefront with the Will Smith situation.
Right.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Hey, D-Cause, thank you so much, man. I'm glad your family's well. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Thank you, bro. And thanks for asking.
God bless you guys.
All
right, boss.
Yep.
Extremely talented? I don't know. That was a lot of fun back then. But
y'all wasn't talented. Y'all were vicious.
No.
I did that show one damn time, I said, I'm never going back up. If I go up there again, I'm bringing a 9mm. And the first 2 niggas is dying today.
No, you had to bring your chops.
I didn't have those type of chops.
You know, and it was basically the way to survive that was to listen.
No, the way to survive y'all show was to attack first. Just go in on motherfuckers so they can at least go, all right? Because if you sat back and you let one get one off, like y'all got me one time.
It was a bully.
And man.
Yes, boss.
I was just going to say the show definitely had an impact because a lot of the people who listened to the show back then still follow us today.
Mm-hmm. Oh, POTUS, was you part of that?
Yeah.
Duh, she was one of the producers.
I never knew. I always thought you was down here. That's why.
She was the only one on the show who could read.
That's why they had it.
So and they didn't attack me as much, but a lot of people did not want to go on the Foxxhole because they were afraid that they were going to get bagged on.
No, I mean, I won't lie. I was afraid.
I don't understand how you can be a comic and be afraid to come.
Because
I feel like comics are the most sensitive.
Yeah, we are.
They can dish it out, but a lot of y'all can't take it.
But here's the thing, though. It's not like, okay, if it was me, Lewis, right now, someone came on and we going at it. I know I got that focus. Y'all had 4 motherfuckers up there you had to worry about. You know what I mean? And then you got Jamie, and then Jamie's voice is dominant. You know that. You know.
Yeah, it was a very organized disorganization.
It was organized gang.
Yeah, but it was.
I like to say, fuck all you niggas.
It definitely helped me get out of what I was going through. Mm-hmm. So shout out to Marcus King, Guy Black, and rest in peace, Greg Shelton. I mean, they hit everybody.
Yeah. I mean, no. I didn't take it personal. That show.
Coco Brown's ex-husband wanted to beat me up.
I remember we went to D.C. and you almost got beat up.
Because that was that boogie guy, whatever. I was just telling the truth.
There was a guy who was there who had a ponytail, and Lewis tried to insinuate he was gay.
No, I didn't try to insinuate.
Yeah, you did. That's why he wanted to beat you up.
Man,
it's a lot of truth, but and I remember what's his name? Because I called it. Coco Brown was upset, and their husband became I knew he was not a nice guy.
Did he was upset when she came on the show and she got
and we were talking about her, but he was defending her in a false way because he wasn't.
He wasn't really down with her.
Yeah, and I called that. And
was he down there for the paper? Was he getting with her for just?
Of course. I mean, let her tell it. She tells that now.
Okay.
She tells that story now. I mean, it's a lot of guys. I mean,
yeah, a lot of people went there, and we've had quite a few memorable moments.
Yeah. So shout out to Jamie and all of them, and Marcus and.
You know what I want to know is what happened to all the videos, because they videotaped every episode. I wonder who has that. That'd be interesting. That'd be
Marcus King probably got it.
A good money maker.
Greg Shelton took it with him. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so okay, so here's
hey, can I get the number again for us so I can?
It's 323
for the fan base. I'm sorry.
815-4204 if you have a comment.
815-4204.
323
815-4204.
815-4204. Thank you.
So it's so here is the news has been released. There is no more mask on trains, planes, and buses and automobiles. No more mask.
Depending where
optional.
Though.
It's optional. It's
in LA.
No, this is.
But Philadelphia just has a mandate. Well, Supreme Court. Because Philadelphia is mandating masks now. I just talked to a friend of mine from Philly.
No, this is the airlines.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I said trains, planes, and automobiles.
Okay, I apologize.
So you don't have to. It's optional.
Yeah.
And people are going crazy. They're cheering on planes. I'm flying out Wednesday. I am still wearing my mask because the one thing that I believe is that people are dirty, and especially kids. They're nasty. Mm-hmm. And whoever, if you sit in the middle seat, you're gonna die.
Oh, you're
gonna die.
Yeah, you're not gonna make it.
Die.
You're not flying first class.
The worst thing is having to travel 5 to 6 hours wearing a mask.
It hurts,
is just
but
like the worst thing. But I'm with you, Lewis. I will continue to wear my mask. Now I'm seeing I go to a lot of places and I'm the only one wearing.
Why is it the worst thing though? I mean, I don't understand.
It's uncomfortable.
Well, I mean,
I don't see it as that.
yeah, okay. I mean, it's.
I mean, I wouldn't feel uncomfortable saying. Let me say,
Well,
I understand what you're
You're
saying.
a boxer, so you're used to getting hit and stuff doesn't bother you
And
like it
headgear.
bothers other people.
No, it bothers me. I don't want to get hit.
But I flew back from Florida Sunday, and I sat next to this kid was in the window seat, and the mom was in the middle seat and my aisle seat. So take that for what it's worth. She was half in my seat too, and you know, she should have bought 2 seats.
You're not flying first class?
No.
Come on, man.
Sorry about that. You fly first class?
I have. Not all the time.
Yeah, I have. Too.
I remember one time I flew first time. I didn't know everything was free. Shit, nigga. You shouldn't have told me.
I used to be a window guy.
Drinks. Just
I
keep
used
them
to
coming.
be, my seat had to be a window seat.
I like the window.
I'm now an aisle guy.
Why?
Because it just to go to the bathroom or whatever, it's just hard. You got to wait till the 2 people move. I feel like I'm stuck. I gotta have.
With a trip coming from the East Coast to the West Coast to the East Coast, how many times you go to the bathroom?
I try to only go once.
I mean, trying, and how many times you feel like you have to
Once
go?
I break the seal, which I never knew anything about till I heard a woman say that.
Seal? What the hell is a seal?
Once you go, then you have to go again.
Oh, so you just hold it?
No, I try to go before I go, like we were taught growing up, and then if it's a 3-hour flight, I'm pretty good.
Right.
5-hour, I gotta go.
Yeah. Okay.
And if I got a window seat, I'll wait till that one person moves, then I jump.
On a flight, how long of your flight? So you figure from here to the East Coast is at least 5 to 6 hours. How many of those hours are you sleeping? How many hours are you up?
I have a playlist that gets me through it. And on my
So you're not sleeping most of the time?
I'm sleeping. I'm trying.
Okay.
I'm trying. Like if I'm flying out early, I try to stay up late so I can try to sleep. But I just try to make myself just.
I usually sleep. I can sleep a lot unless I have my computer. Now, because some planes now have it where you can put your plug into it, and then it allows me more to be on my computer more because
I don't travel with a computer. Yeah, I play chess if you have the thing. Sometimes I play chess.
Oh, I forgot you play chess.
Yeah. So it's a lot of German people out there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just, and it's funny because when I was on the plane, the mother was in the middle seat. She got up to go to the bathroom and left the kid who was under like 2 or whatever, 3, sitting in the seat. And me and the kid were just looking at each other. And
she was like, who the fuck is this nigga?
Yeah, and the kid was waiting for me to have conversation. I'm like, I'm not saying.
How old was the kid?
I mean, like 3 or whatever. I mean, the kid was sitting there.
So Louis Dix, the kid was lonely. The mama left. He don't know if she coming back. And you just look at the kid like,
yeah, it was a little girl. I mean, I didn't look at her.
Oh, God, Lou, you the devil.
No, it's just that.
You didn't even speak to the little girl.
No, because it's just a caution thing now. You don't know.
Yeah, you come back.
Before you could,
you can
hey,
speak
how you doing?
Yeah.
And,
you can speak to her, hey, little girl, how are you? Now it's like, he's a pedophile. That's my daughter.
Right,
like,
right.
bitch, I was just giving her some candy. Oh, my God.
No, I wouldn't give her some candy.
No, don't do that. That's
no, but
you give a kid candy these days, you're going to be in jail.
I would gave her a bite of my hoagie, but no. So, yeah, okay. So shout out to you people who didn't want to wear masks.
Yeah, shout out.
You got what you want. There you go. I am excited. I got a phone call. It's funny how work begets work.
Okay.
2 years ago, I did the Mark Twain Awards for Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
I did the warm up. So I got a call to do it again for Jon Stewart, who's receiving.
Oh man! So you gonna go out to DC?
Yeah, I mean, Craig Robinson was nice enough because we're doing Kansas City next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So he was nice enough to let me go because the show's on Sunday. So
okay.
I'm going to fly out Sunday from KC to go do the Mark Twain. So I'm really excited.
Well, congratulations, Lou. Good up for Louis Dix, y'all.
No. It's
an honor, man. I mean,
the Kennedy Center. Yeah,
yeah.
It's something we worked for. Sticking to your guns. It was the thing of, my music and I were talking about how important it is to stick to your guns.
In this game.
And decide to be a clean comic and sell what we sell. Mm-hmm. And, that it's been over 30 years, but it's paying off.
Yes.
So there's no overnight anything. You just got to earn it.
Yep.
Easter. I hope everyone had a good Easter.
I had a great Easter.
What did you do?
I went to church.
Okay. My
Went to
son
Faithful
church.
Central.
Oh, okay. How was it?
It was good.
Was
It
it
was the
crowded?
first. Yeah, it was the first time I was in church literally in over 4 years.
Pastor Omer preached?
He preached. Well, he preached. He's got I guess the assistant pastor, he was preaching too. So there's preaching in between the acts. So it was kind of cool.
Oh, it was a show. That's right. They put on a whole
They
thing.
put on Faithful Sons put on a production.
Yeah. Now,
Dancing, singing. So
where was it held?
at the in the tabernacle.
Tabernacle. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You got the living room area, then you got the tabernacle.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was great. I got to go back see a lot of faces that I hadn't seen in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting too, because when you do go back to something like that and you haven't seen people in a while, but because we're on social media, people watch you. They're like, "Oh man, I see what you're doing, man. Congrats!" But so it's kind of it's crazy. It's like you don't see nobody for a long time, but people are still up on what you're doing.
And then so they made a lot of money.
I'm quite sure the plate was nice.
Yeah, I saw a lot of things on social media say it's not about the bunny, it's about the lamb. A lot of
The lamb.
Yeah, so Jesus rising up, and then of course it was Palm Sunday the week before.
Yeah.
Then Good Friday.
Yeah.
So, and then of course, because like I said in Philly, every Palm Sunday somebody would get shot, and of course there was the shooting. I don't know why is there always shootings around Easter. They had the mass shooting, and
I think because a lot of people can't get suits. What I mean?
And that was interesting.
You know what I mean? You
I
don't get-
admitted about the suit. We had the reversible suits that would last for like 3 years.
Yeah, you be like every year you just changed it, changed the pants,
Yeah.
changed.
And that was a big thing. Your Easter clothes.
Man, I have a picture. I remember this picture. I think my sister has it now, and we all used to take this picture in front of. It's this particular spot in our house. My brother took his pictures there. I took my picture there. My sister would take the picture there, and I remember I had some suit on with a brim. I never forget that. My mom brought me a brim.
Now this
back
is
in the day.
interesting. Okay, that's an interesting thing because your mom was white.
No, that's Tommy
Oh,
Davidson. My mother was
black. Okay.
yes.
So because it's a different Easter. I mean, in Philly, Easter was important.
Oh man, how you dressed?
Dinner.
That was
And then going over to the house, and then you had to get out of your Easter clothes.
Mm-hmm.
You go to church, and then the first thing you do is go home and take off your Easter
Yes.
clothes.
Yep.
And put on your play clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you always knew you were gonna have a great meal.
Yeah.
Knew you were gonna have some ham.
Yeah.
Knew you were gonna have some potato salad.
You gonna even maybe get a turkey.
Yeah.
You was gonna with
Greens.
the black family you knew on Easter it was going to be on. Now I had one Easter I was messing with this white girl at Ohio State and I had Easter dinner with her and it was it was miserable, man.
What did they have?
Honestly, man, they had ham, mashed potatoes, and green beans. No gravy, no nothing. I don't even think these motherfuckers had biscuits. And man, when I'm telling you, I was like, why? It just made me saying, like, why didn't I hook up with that black girl last week? You know what I mean? It was just like, it was the worst meal I ever had. I was at Ohio State. If she didn't have such a nice body, I'd have left the ass.
So how was the family gathering? And
the family was, it was cool. I mean, I'm quite sure Dad looked at me like, who's this nigga? But
you were the only black person there?
nigga, I was the only nigga there. Yeah, I was the only one. I was messing with this white girl.
Where'd you sit?
Well, they ate in the they ate in the living room. I ate the dining room. Yeah, I was outside with the dog. He like, nigga, hey, you too, huh? I'm like, yeah, nigga, I don't know. No, I'm kidding. This is 1990.
What did they have
89,
to
90.
drink?
I think it was juice because I don't want to say milk because I wouldn't have drank milk because I don't want to drink milk. But I think it was like some type of juice. It was the worst Thanksgiving I ever had.
tea?
I mean, Easter I had. I don't know if it was iced tea.
With no sugar? They love iced tea with no sugar.
They love everything without flavor.
Yeah.
I kid you not, it was a ham, and I knew it, man. When I walked in, I didn't smell nothing. I was like, oh, this is
Hilarious. I didn't smell anything.
I was like, cause when you go to a black family, when you hit this step, you like, nigga.
Yeah, you smell the food.
You trying to think about how to be able to ask for seconds at a black one.
Yeah.
At the white one, you like, oh, if I could just.
You just want to hear.
I wish they had cell phones and somebody could say it's emergency.
You want to hear, do you want a plate to go?
Yeah. I want that right before. You know what? I'll take this plate to go because it seems like y'all might want to eat most of this.
I mean, it's the best. I mean, yeah, we had Co3's sister made some good. Her candy yams were a little rough, but she makes good potato salad. The greens were good, and the ham is ham. Ham is ham.
But even black hams are different.
Yeah,
They're different. They glazed and shit. This motherfucker. I don't know if they had just found the ham. I don't know what the fuck.
Just found
I mean, I just can't. I'm telling you the truth, man. It was
And the big thing with the
man.
our people
That white girl didn't
is,
have such a body. I would've
is
left her.
what the drink is. The lemonade, or my mom made the best. My mom makes the best lemonade.
Yeah. Okay, so our family used to have iced tea, especially when I was staying with my aunt and uncle. It was always my aunt, God rest her soul, made the best iced tea.
We weren't an iced tea family.
We're
I
iced
don't
tea family.
remember iced tea. I remember
Yeah.
lemonade and
iced tea.
Kool-Aid. I don't remember.
Kool-Aid wasn't really a big thing.
Yeah.
You know what was big? You know what was big? But my brother used to drink it a lot, and I used to want to drink it a lot, but I couldn't. Was Hawaiian Punch.
Oh yeah,
back
Hawaiian
in the day,
Punch.
out the can though.
yeah.
Remember the old school, the real Hawaiian
Oh
Punch.
yeah, yeah. But you remember we had black cherry sodas. We had
Yes,
you
yes.
know, we were big soda.
And cream.
Yes, I didn't like cream soda.
Yeah.
I like black cherry.
Yep.
So
Pepsi was big back in the day too with us.
I didn't drink. My mom liked Pepsi.
Did you remember Pepsi had the little bottle?
Yeah.
Oh
mom
my
liked-
God.
Yeah, my mom loved Pepsi.
The styrofoam covering.
So I hope everyone had a good Easter. Got to see the family.
Yes.
A lot of because I flew back on Sunday, Easter, and it was really nice seeing everyone flying in and loving and hugging their people, seeing their people. So tax day is coming up.
Tax day coming up. Haven't done
It
yet.
passed. It was yesterday.
Oh, well, I'm late.
Oh, okay.
Damn, we
Well,
just
all right.
snitched. Anyway, next
Late tax.
late tax day is coming up.
Okay, it was yesterday.
The deadline was yesterday, unless you filed an
For
extension
right. I always
until
file extension.
October.
So, can somebody explain to me what's the difference if you pay your tax on time? If you don't, I don't know.
Well, you have to file. You get penalized.
Well, you get penalized and you get interest charges.
Yeah. So, but I was reading that 40% of your income is taken out of tax.
Yeah.
And like 64% of California voters said that they pay too much in state and federal taxes. 40% of your check.
That's a motherfucker.
America's just getting you, man.
Somebody getting it.
40%. That's like, so if you get $100, that's what? That's
$40.
Get
That's
$60.
You get
They
60 back.
$40.
That's crazy.
They get 60, and then you got to take out of that 60, you got to pay your rent, your car, your insurance. Oh, now the kids want shoes, man.
That's when the people came up with layaway.
Layaway was the shit.
Layaway was it.
I can't lie. I had some shit on layaway so long ago. Them niggas called me up like, look, your time is expiring. Do you want this suit or not?
We used to go down 69th and Market. What was that called?
You used to go out to 69th Market?
Is that was yeah? It's
Upper Darby.
No, not 69th Market. I forgot. I know we used to go to Jerry's Corner. Remember Jerry's Corner?
I used to go down to the Galleria,
Okay.
and my mom would take me there. And then across from the Galleria, there was a place. There was a suit place over there, and that's where I used to get a lot of my suits from.
Yeah, we I bought some shoes yesterday.
Hey, remember Gimbals?
Yeah, I remember Gimbal.
Damn.
Every city has their store that everyone knows. So shout out to people. Hope you got that extension on your taxes.
Yes.
Wanamakers. I was thinking, I was reading this thing, and I don't want to chop into her news thing, but I don't think she has this in her news thing.
Well, we'll know in a minute.
Yeah. Did you don't have this thing about that South Carolina guy on death row, do you?
No.
Okay. So this brother, Richard Bernard Moore, 57 years old, has been on death row for 20 years.
Yep.
And he has decided that he wants a firing squad
I heard about that. I read
instead
about
of an
that.
electric chair.
Wow. I think
Are they
that's
gonna kill
more
him?
humane than an electric chair, though.
Yeah. Are they? Is he up for death? Are they
Oh
gonna
yeah,
kill him?
yeah. He's
They're about to give it to him.
yeah.
Well, yeah, because when you do the firing squad, they line up 3 or 4 people. Only one dude has the bullet. I don't know if you know about that. They don't allow the person to know who's the one that shot him. And then they shoot you. That person is an expert, whoever it is, all 3 of them are, and they shoot you through the heart. You die automatically.
Okay.
If you research
the
it, yeah.
word that I'm still dealing with is die. Okay. I mean that's the.
I mean, either way,
wouldn't want to be in an electric chair. I think that would be my last choice of maybe lethal injection, maybe, but
lethal injection
And
is supposed to be cool.
they said they can't come up with the right mixture. That's the holdup with the lethal injection.
Well, no, I think it's because it does still give them some type of pain or something. Like, I don't understand why we so concerned about how a killer or someone that does something terrible to someone.
what about the innocent people that end up on death row?
Right now, so this took me to
Well,
the
that's
point
why.
of-
Go ahead. I have a point on that.
Go
But
ahead.
That is one reason in America death row doesn't work. because our system has been so corrupt and there's been so many people put on death row that probably don't even belong to be on death row. Why? How can you do it? You know what I mean? Because now you're going to kill somebody. Think about how many people probably have died that was innocent. We already know that. You know what I mean? But on death row. So it doesn't work.
Yeah, and it was interesting because his thing was he was trying to support his cocaine habit. And he robbed a store, and the store owner pulled out his gun.
Okay.
And he wrestled the gun away. But the store owner had another gun. And so they got into a gunfight.
And the store owner lost.
And the store owner lost. And so he tried to say it was self-defense.
Did he shoot? Well, in a way, it sounds,
arm.
But it sounds like it though, because if he took the store owner's gun and didn't shoot him right off the back, and then the store owner went to get a gun, yeah, he's defending himself.
No, but he's in the commission of a crime.
That's true.
So,
but he's on coke, man. He's a crackhead. He didn't know what he was doing.
And then after he shot him, he still went to look for money, stepping over his body.
Nigga was on crack. That's the nigga that's on crack. He didn't leave. And back then, he could have probably got away with it. Probably wasn't but so many cameras that could have gotten him.
But he, and then I was thinking, what crime should you get the death penalty for? Do you feel what? I mean, what?
I think.
Definitely senseless murder.
Yeah, I think if you kill a child, I think if you do anything to a child, you should.
Or a mass murder.
Mass.
Like you see in an
elderly person. Somebody that can't, have no chance of even trying to defend themselves. And I think if like even a family, like just an innocent family, like you break into somebody's home and you kill a family, like they wasn't fucking with nobody.
I think they should have harsher penalties on pedophiles. Maybe not the death row, maybe not the death penalty, but they should be locked up a very long time.
Well, most are. But most pedophiles don't get death penalty.
They don't get death penalty, but they only seem to get a few years. Well,
of what I've seen and heard, I mean, they go to jail. They're already under the gun because you go to jail. If you're a pedophile, you mess with kids. Which you should. I think you should be in that position.
Yeah, I heard Code 3 told me that if you go to jail and they know you mess with kids, you're getting it.
Yeah.
They have their own law in jail.
Yeah, your chances of being killed, But it's funny.
You ever been to jail?
Never.
No.
I got put in behind. I'll never forget it. I don't know, about 13 or 14. I'm walking up my own block at night with my boy Jason, and there's a cop car there. You know how to flash the lights on the street, and we're walking up the street, and then there's two cops, and one cop walks up to me and says, "Hey, you guys come here," like that, and we come over. What's going on? Hey, get in the car. And back in the day, they didn't cuff you all the time. You know what I mean? They just like get in the back. So we get in the car, and my boy Jay's like, we like, what we doing? My boy Jay like, man, we ain't do nothing. I'm like, I got in. I'm like, nigga, I know I ain't do nothing. I just hopped in like it was cool. And they brought a lady down to look in the car. So this lady on our block, they brought her to look in the car. I guess someone had snatched someone's purse. That was big back in the day, snatching a purse, all that. So she looked in the car, and she saw me, and she said to the cop, "Get that boy out. That's that Danny Green boy. Get that boy out the car. That boy ain't do nothing like that." I was like, I thought it was cool because it was like, but
I went to jail.
Did you?
For like 8 hours.
Wow,
what'd you do?
We were having like a party in this building near downtown, and we were selling alcohol. And so they had the, I guess, undercovers come up in there. But I will say, I was checking IDs at least. I wasn't selling to no minors. I was checking IDs. But anyway, they didn't even have to arrest me and take me to jail. They could have just gave me a citation. But it's funny because they put me and my homeboy in the car, and he was selling weed. He had weed on him. And they let him out. They took me to jail.
Damn, you got strikes.
But it was like 2 or 3 in the morning, so by the time I woke up the next morning, I was bailed out. But
so you slept in was it just a community?
It was like a little holding cell or something,
With
and it had a phone in it. Had a phone in my cell.
With other people, or you were in the cell?
It was me and Sheena, I think. I think Sheena was with me.
It was only two of y'all?
She got arrested too.
Damn, like nobody else got arrested that night?
So it was just you two in the cell?
Yep.
Oh, that was cool. Downtown?
Yeah. That was cool.
It was Rampart.
Well, I mean, at least you was with your friend.
Yeah.
Was it a bed in there, or you just sat?
Yeah, they had 2 bed, a bunk.
Were they comfortable?
Did you get something to eat?
The food, I was not touching the food. The food was gross. But
Did they have juice?
I don't know. We were only in there 8 hours, and like I said, I woke up. By the time I got up, like around 8 or 9 in the morning, we had bailed out using the money that we used to sell the alcohol.
Damn, that's a damn shame.
And it's off your record.
Yep.
Okay, we ain't no
It
fella.
don't even exist.
So
They dropped the charges when I went to court. The arresting officer didn't show up.
Oh.
no, I've never been.
Yeah, they did strip search me. They asked that in the chat room. And I had some money hidden in my bra, and
So they had you down to your drawers, your panties?
Yep.
Was
Was
you like shaped up them?
They didn't do a cavity search,
Oh,
but
goddamn.
they, you had to get butt naked and.
Lou, I
whatever.
wouldn't expect you to get arrested, man. Your pop was a cop.
No, my dad wasn't a cop.
I thought your dad was a cop.
That's a joke.
Oh.
My uncle was a cop.
I knew somebody was a cop in your family.
My uncle was a cop. But no, I mean.
That don't mean he
that don't
can't
mean
go to
nothing.
jail.
Yeah.
No,
Anybody
but
can
I'm
end
saying
up in jail.
I'm talking about Louis Dix. I got plenty of people I know that got families that are cops that are in jail. I'm just talking
No,
about him.
Your
I stayed
dad
out of
was a
trouble.
cop.
No, my uncle Jake was a cop.
I was
Rest in
gonna
peace.
say.
No, my dad
Yeah.
wasn't a cop.
I have a story. I want to see what you think about this.
Okay.
The transgender dude that got the bras pregnant in prison.
Oh, that's in my story. So
Oh, is it?
yeah.
Okay,
so
okay.
Since we on it, let's just go straight to mine.
Oh, is the music about to start?
Hey, why not?
Yeah, let's do it.
25% of the couples in this country.
It's got a lot of bass in there.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hilarious. Oh, she put the camera on her. That's funny.
Way to go.
Anyway, yeah, this guy got 2 women pregnant while incarcerated in prison. Let me actually pull up that story, the details on that. But anyway, he is a transgender woman. So
Yeah.
I guess they passed some law that allows people to go to the jail according to the gender they identify with. So they say 2 inmates serving time in New Jersey, they got impregnated with a transgender by a transgender inmate. The unidentified inmates became pregnant after engaging in consensual sexual relationships with another incarcerated person. New Jersey enacted a policy to allow prisoners to be housed in accordance with their preferred gender identity. The policy was part of the settlement from a civil rights suit brought by a woman forced to live in men's prison for 18 months. And there are more than 800 prisoners, including 27 transgender women at the Jersey Correctional Facility, which does not require trans women to undergo gender reassignment.
Man,
now,
they
you
are
asking for a lot of problems.
They fucking up in there. I don't care what nobody say. And if I ever go to jail, I'm changing. I'm letting y'all know. I'm trans.
I mean, this is.
I think unless you've had that reassignment surgery, that you should
Reassignment
not be,
surgery? What's that?
meaning getting your nuts and your penis cut off.
Oh, I ain't doing that one.
Or getting a vagina. You should not be allowed to. What about
Even
the
if you
safety?
don't,
What if dude
you shouldn't
was
be allowed
there
in there.
raping? What if it wasn't consensual?
But even if you don't, you should. I mean, what happens if you get in a fight and you beat up one of these girls? You a man.
Right. I'm against that. I'm sorry. I don't.
But this is what they wanted.
All these rights that are coming about, it's just.
This is what you got.
And then when you have an opinion about it, all of a sudden you're anti-gay, or you are being attacked, or you're being accused of being homophobic. But at the same time, there's a time and a place for everything.
Okay, now POTUS. Remember when Lewis wasn't here? It was me, Jeff, and you.
Mm-hmm.
And we had that heated discussion. And you kind of was like, because I said that. I said, I didn't agree with a lot of the stuff that was going on. I said, but people make it look like we trying to be homophobic. and it makes you look like you're homophobic, and you said something. I'm not saying you disagreed or agreed, but it was something that you said that was on the lines of, well, it is what it is. But this is
It is what it is.
But this is now what is starting to come out.
I just don't think men should be allowed in a woman's prison.
No, I agree with you,
much
but
that could happen.
But
like
once you open
said,
up,
they could either get abused,
right.
raped. Like these 2 women, they became pregnant. Who wants to be pregnant in prison? Like
but the thing is, once you open up one can of worms, you can't try to close that worm because it may affect this. Once that Pandora box is open, it's open. So this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, I just feel like people shouldn't even, like, it's always when people are gay, there's a coming out party. Why do you have to come out? We know you live your life.
What is it? What are you celebrating? That's what I really want to know. And it is what it is, but what's being celebrated?
Are they celebrating what they do in the bedroom? I don't know. I mean, I'm not.
Louis
said he ain't even speaking on it. No, I don't.
I don't see.
My
this
thing
is
do what you do, but certain things.
But this is
like letting men be housed or trans. These people, they're not even transgender. They're transvestites, I guess, if there's difference. But they haven't even. I don't know. It's a mess.
So, what's your next story?
Oh man! So Louis Dix is scared to talk about it because
it's not.
No, it is.
No,
and we didn't say anything wrong. No, it is. You don't want to comment on, and I don't want you to comment on it if you don't want to.
No, here's the
thing.
But
I'm just saying.
I don't have a comment in the sense of. It's not my wheelhouse. I don't. It's like it's in our daughter is.
But
gay.
do you? But do you agree that transgender men should be in jail with women? That's a legit question. What's a wheelhouse though, Will? Come on.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like you're asking me to. I'm not. If I was on the committee to make the law, but I'm not. I don't have enough information.
And you can be a straight man and just say I'm transgender, so you can be in there with women.
That's what I'm gonna do. I mean, if I have to go, why not?
You better do it in Jersey.
Well, yeah, I ain't gonna do it here. It ain't gonna work here.
That's where it's allowed.
I'll be like, I know I got arrested in Cali, but can y'all transfer me?
For men to say, hey, I'm transgender. I want to be housed with the women.
See, but the problem is this. When you talk about it, like you said, all of a sudden you get labeled. You get the question, a question answered. I think that's why, and I respect the fact that you won't say nothing.
Well, no, see, one of my issues is the fact that the starting point I'm at is that you're in jail. So
okay, but
so I'm gonna start with that. The fact that your problems begin with the fact that you're in jail.
Okay.
So
once
you eliminate that, then you can go ahead and decide what you want to do. But the starting point is I'm going to try to figure out why I'm in jail and how I can get out of jail.
Okay, but you know what we're asking.
But if you had a choice,
if you have a choice,
would you be housed with the women or would you be doing hard time with men? Like if you could make that choice now, obviously.
Well, I mean, if I had a choice.
Are you against speaking on it because your daughter's gay?
No, I'm not against speaking. It's a no. You cannot. The conversation does not move forward.
I don't think it's. But see, here's the difference.
It's not like it's not part of these conversations.
But the thing is,
they don't move forward. But they just go side to side.
Yeah, but it's not a win. See, and I think it's what you're saying, and even what you're saying. It's not a win-lose conversation. It's just like in general, like, okay, people think, okay, let's go to a violent sport. This way we won't say it. When you had people running boxing or you had the MMA and you had the transgender person fighting a woman, that's not fair. And he broke the woman's skull. But people don't want to talk about it. Well, that's just one case. But like I said, once you open up this situation like that, it's going to continue. So like Dave Chappelle said, if LeBron James was in the NBA, he'd score 859 points a game. So I mean, but I understand. I'm gonna respect the fact that you don't want to speak on
comedy on it. But there's also a very serious side with the transgender community and people dying and people committing suicide.
But again, so that doesn't.
You can't say but.
No, you can't. You know why you
can?
No, you know why you can say but? Because if you even show concern, nobody wants no one to die or commit suicide.
Right.
I mean, I don't want that for anybody. And see, that's the point. It's like you just said. I want to know why they're in jail. Well, it's the same thing. I don't want anyone to be hurt or killed. But you can't say because you're a transgender, that's why you're being killed more than the average person.
Well,
in the
no, but
street.
I think it's
not fair to everybody.
No, I think the people who the issue is about should be having the discussion, not the people who's not. Because that's just like us saying.
But why
why
do we get affected by it then?
Well, because you're affected by everything because you're living in this world.
Well, then,
That's just like
everybody
why
should be
we
open
say-
to talk.
We say the fact of I don't want a white person telling me about what it's like to be black.
Okay,
You don't know. You don't know. You don't know what it's like for
but
me
they
as a
know
black
how.
man.
But they know how it is to be a human.
Yes, and I know how it is to be human. But I get treated differently as a black male.
But I can't get mad at a white man or a white woman that may have an opinion.
I'm not mad. I'm just saying. But I'm saying. But let the people who it's directly affecting.
Well, see, to me, that's a cop out, and I hate to say
it. They should lead the conversation.
But leading the conversation, and then if you see, this is what I don't like. You lead a conversation, but you'll ask someone a question that may not be in it, and then if it's not the answer they want, you're homophobic. You don't like trans. You don't like gays. You don't like black. You don't like Jewish. You start labeling people.
But
don't ask the question if you don't want to hear someone's opinion.
I think our
and I ain't talking about opinion of hate.
I
Just
think
for you
our
people out there.
responsibility is to, with things that we're not experienced about, we should listen more.
Okay, but I don't disagree with you on much, but I definitely disagree on your stance on that.
That's fine.
Because I think for us to say, well, we should only allow people that are dealing with that to talk about it.
No, I'm not saying. I said let them lead the conversation. You don't know what it's like to be transgender.
I don't.
So
I don't know those. I don't know. But
so you should be in the audience.
But I know
listening.
what it is. But that doesn't mean I don't have an opinion.
Yeah, you can.
How
Your
I feel,
opinion is skewed because
Okay.
your opinion is coming from a position of somewhat ignorance.
but it's being flipped though right now because the question was to you: do you think it is right for transgender people to be in prison with women? And you don't want to touch that.
No, I don't. I don't have an informed opinion on it because I'm not transgender.
You don't have.
I'm not in prison.
Okay. The question. Okay, let me ask you this: you're a basketball player. You're a basketball coach.
Okay.
Do you think it's right that NBA ball players should be playing the WNBA?
If the rules allow them to. If the rules allow them to.
So you're saying that if the rules go with it, you don't care the fact that women's sports
are
can be.
Care. It's about I have to follow the rules.
Okay, so then again,
It's like I get 3 timeouts. I can't call 4.
do you have? But you had problem with rules before, right?
Yes, but unless I'm on the rules committee.
No, you don't give me that, Lou. You've had problems with rules before.
We all have problems with
So
certain
then,
rules.
that's a rule right there. So do you have a problem with that rule or
What
not?
rule?
That a transgender man can go to prison with a regular female jail.
That's the
prison.
rule. The ruling is that they can.
So you have no problem with it then?
It's not about me having a problem with the rule. That's the rule.
And I asked
And
you.
what would you tell a child? You have to follow that rule.
Okay, so again,
you have
so
to
then
follow-
you don't have a problem with it.
I don't have a. In the sense of, it's not up to me to have a problem with it because
I
that's
think you're
the
playing
rule.
it safe, and you're my boy.
No, that's the rule. It's
Okay,
just
so
like
you just
have
said it.
Okay, all right, but you have rules in boxing.
Right.
So it's certain rules that you have. When they say break, you can't throw a punch.
Okay, and I'm not
And
thinking
you
about
have,
throwing
but
it.
they
yeah.
also tell you have to protect yourself at all times.
Yes.
That's a rule.
Right.
And if you don't,
Yeah.
if somebody hits you, you didn't follow the rule.
Yeah, but guess what? You'll get penalized for it.
Okay.
So
because
that's
it's
the
a
rule.
rule.
So-
They say rules are meant to be broken.
Rules meant to
How
be
about
break-
that?
Yeah, but I'm just
no,
saying.
I have an issue with it. Maybe that they can have a segment in the jail that's for specifically.
They do that in regular. They do that in
transgender
regular
folk.
prison.
Yeah.
They do that in jail.
Have a cell block for those that are transgender, but to put them in with women is not safe. It's just not safe.
But again, that was something that America
And a
voted
lot of
on,
the
and they wanted it.
And
so
a
I
lot
mean,
of the transgenders
I see your
are
point on
not
that,
safe
right?
in a men's prison.
But again,
So put them in their own cell block.
But
That,
again-
to me, that solves it right there.
yeah. But again, if you're going to go with in terms of what Lewis says, the rules are the rules. So then everybody is equal, and you go to where you go.
They follow the same rules of the prison. They're just in a different cell block. So no one's getting, well, I don't know if it's going to stop people from getting raped, but, I don't know. He still had a penis. So,
But you said it
he
wasn't. They was consensual. So just think about it.
Yeah, in this case, it was consensual. But just think, and even with the sports thing, men are biologically and physically stronger than women.
But
so
that's not what they're
they have
saying.
an unfair advantage physically.
But that's not what they're saying.
The guy who was on the swimming team.
I mean, I'm agreeing with you, but again, that's not what they're saying. So if we go by how Lewis feels or what they're saying, rules are rules. So this person should be allowed to compete against women's sports or men's sports or vice versa, however you want to do it. My whole thing is this: it's not homophobic. You're not hating if you have an opinion that is different. Unfortunately, that's the fear, and I'm not saying you have it, but that's the fear of people not wanting to comment because they figure like, oh, this is gonna make me look
They're
away.
going to be judged or ostracized.
To me,
ostracized.
yeah.
They're gonna get an ostrich. No.
I mean, just think about it. But Lewis says something that's interesting, and then this is what happens. A lot of times, those questions that are asked to people who may not even have opinion, may not even be thinking about it, are asked by people from that segment of life. So you may say to a black person, may say to a white person, so what do you feel about gangs? Knowing that you're a gang member. You know what I mean? Just to see what their response is going to be. So it's the same thing that has happened about the gay community, the transgender community, just life in general. So the question is now, don't even ask the question.
I know a lot of gay people who think this new thing, I don't even know what you call it, with binary, he, she, they're even confused. A lot of gay people are even confused about all of this that's going on. Keep it simple. You're gay.
Yeah,
period.
it's okay. I have a friend
It's not simple.
Now it's not. No,
it's not simple.
It's not simple in the beginning of someone's who feels different.
Okay, but feeling different and still making.
I'm not saying
I'm cool with that.
Discrimination in any form
right.
is wrong, whether you're gay, black, white, whatever it is. Discrimination based on that is wrong.
Exactly.
So,
but the thing is, you're one out of 100 million people that could be gay. Okay, and you're gay. You're alone. I don't.
No. It's not 1 out of 100 million.
No, I'm saying it could be 100 million people that are gay.
Okay.
But you're one person out of that 100 million.
Okay.
How you feel? You said I can't tell you how you feel. Okay, everybody's going to feel different. People feel different when they're straight. He, she, whatever the situation may be. I have a friend, and this is what really changed my thinking. She's lesbian. She's gay. Her and her wife adopted a boy, and she called me up, and this is a true story. She called me up, and she said something to me, and I was shocked. She said, "Dannon, I just got one problem." And I said, "What's going on?" She said, "Well, we got the boy, blah blah blah." She said, "I don't want him to grow up gay." That's what she said. And I said to her, well, he's going to see things, and this is exactly what I said. He's seeing you guys together. That's what's going to be his thinking. But if you want him to have some type of what you want to assume, like of growing up as a man, which is normacy in her eyes, then I said you need to have male figures, you know what I mean?
It's the same with a woman raising a single mother raising a boy.
I'm not
debating
balance. that. Yeah, I'm not debating that.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you example. I'm telling you what this person said to me. And I thought that was interesting. And believe it or not, a lot of people from different nationalities and genders have issues with same-sex bathrooms and things like that. They just don't say anything. Who's the Flame? Man, you talked to Flame, and Flame told me he got death threats because he agreed and had no issue with what Dave said. And I talked to Flame on the phone. We had a very interesting conversation, and I was like, man, I got nothing but respect for you. I think the problem is that it's thrown out there like that. You're throwing bait out there to see if people are going to bite the bait, and the minute they bite the bait, you go after them and you want to destroy their lives or careers because you asked their opinion. So I understand it. I respect your position here, but I'm just saying, if a man goes to prison and he hasn't had the sex, I don't think he should be in there with women because you don't know.
Right.
It's safety issues on both sides.
And there's nothing wrong with that opinion. It's not discriminating. It's just really, to me, a safety issue.
I just think that's the problem with our world and our country. We say we have the First Amendment. We don't have the First Amendment, and I understand that. But even as comedians, people say, well, are there certain things that you won't say on stage? And some comments say, no, I'll say anything. No, I know if I don't know about the Jewish community, I'm not going on making no jokes about it. I just keep it 150%.
Even if you do know about the Jewish community, you're not going to.
But people don't want to admit that.
Down.
They'll shut you down. And
Yep.
people don't want to admit that because of the fact that.
And now it's the same with the gay community. They'll shut you down if you don't agree with their lifestyle.
And what's happening with that though, I think, which is why all of this is blowing up on us as comedians, but also what Dave did. Dave was like, look, what Dave Chappelle was showing was like, and Dave said it. Most of the gay community stuff like that didn't have a problem with him. It was the fact that it was corporate America. So corporate America jumped on it like, whoa.
It seemed like it'd be one person that don't like it, and then now it's a whole.
It's an issue.
It's maybe not even the mindset of the majority. It's the minority of people doing the cancel culture. I just be wanting nowadays people to say, fuck y'all, cancel me.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like.
Well, you know what I hate about it?
Slaves to what these people we don't even know think. Like
the problem I have with the whole cancel thing is this, and I said it on stage, and I did it one time. I've done it a number of times on the show. I asked every single body, and I'll ask you, where you asked to be born?
Okay.
Where you asked to be born, Lou?
Yeah, I called up my parents. And
Lou, come on. Where's you asked to be born?
Of course not.
Exactly. No, go. Listen to what I'm saying. This is what I said. Where's you asked to be born, POTUS?
yeah.
Come on. I mean, come
Okay,
on. I mean,
we know the answer. No,
Get
we're
to the
not
point.
Well, this is the point I'm making. That's why I don't want to make a joke out of it, because it's serious. Nobody was asked to be born. No one was asked to be here. So who gives you the right to cancel someone's life because they think differently than you, especially if it ain't hate? And that's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I agree. But
it's
the
not
thing
fair.
now is like the whole thing with Elon Musk wanting to buy Twitter so that he can open it up for freedom of speech. My thing is freedom of speech is dangerous now because you got the misinformation, you got the hate speech. It's like not that I don't know. It just seems like free speech would be dangerous in this era of social media because people are saying and putting out things that aren't true.
But that's not, to me,
on fact.
Freedom of speech, I think, was meant in terms of, and I don't know, because I don't know what the forefathers were thinking, but at that time, I don't think it was freedom of speech in terms of freedom of speech and telling lies. You know what I mean? Or giving out misinformation. I mean, the internet is amazing. You'll see pictures put together. I mean, it's just it's
you
sickening.
know what's crazy is a friend of mine was hitting me up in my inbox about this Bitcoin or some kind of trading, right? Mm-hmm. And so I said, this don't even sound like my friend. So they even sent a video of him talking about it, and it was not him.
Yeah.
They edited the video. It's so scary to make it look like he was trying to sell me on this Bitcoin. Like they're making videos of people and animating them to look
but here's
like
the big problem
actual person is saying these
But
things.
here's the biggest problem that we have. Most people, especially in America, for some reason, don't have common sense. They just don't know how to, they don't know how to communicate. They couldn't even, there's people right now that couldn't have this conversation right now without wanting to fight or argue. We don't have common sense in this state, in our country. If you have an opinion, that's the opinion that people want to go with. No one's sitting there and go, okay, give me your side of the story. Okay, here's my side. We can go our separate ways, and you agree to disagree, or you can go home and say, you know what? I don't agree with POTUS, but she has a point here. You see what I'm saying? We don't do that here in the States anymore, in America. Mm-hmm. So nobody has these, everything is hate. Everything is, well, I don't have an opinion on it. When somewhat you do. That's why when you see these athletes, they get mad at these athletes. Well, you ask Kyrie Irving a question, and then you get mad at his response and say, well, he shouldn't respond like this. But you asked this man the question. This man said, I don't like to be spoken to a different way. This is like I had I made mention about this on social media the other day. With Shaq is frat, I love him, and I know Shaquille, but I thought he was wrong in what he said about Kyrie Irving, because Kyrie Irving gave the fans of Boston the middle finger, and he's been going at them. I know you know about that, right?
Yeah.
And I said, but Shaq said, well, the great Bill Russell went, no, that was a different time. Bill Russell went through discrimination, racism from the court to his home. And that's why, if you know the history about Bill Russell, the NBA made Boston go back and get him. He wouldn't even go back to Boston. He wasn't even dealing with Boston when he left.
Yeah, but what he's saying, I think what Shaq is also saying is that Kyrie is making over $100 million.
You just said money don't mean nothing.
No, but what I'm saying is that has a living based on these fans buying tickets and everything. He's got to be stronger mentally. He doesn't need to flip them off. It's a game. It's a game. Why?
And if it's a game, then as a fan base, why are you calling a man out of his name?
Well, that's what they do.
Well, then you can't get mad if a dude responds differently.
Well, no, I mean, you're prepared. See, my thing is, it's you don't have to react to everything that everyone you.
But he didn't. I mean, but Boston be going. Well,
he
come
did.
on, Lou.
He flipped them off. That's
okay.
That's an immature response.
Okay.
But I will say that this whole censorship is very sensitive, though, because we were on live. I was doing live on Facebook or Instagram with a client the other day, and he was talking about his time in the Vietnam War, and they cut him off just because the word war was mentioned.
They cut him off?
They cut the live off.
Wow.
Because you are not allowed to speak on the Ukrainian war, I guess, now. Like,
but it's certain. It's there's a time and place for every dialogue. It is. I mean, everything is not.
But everything can't be a time and place.
It can if you're mature. Okay.
So if all of a sudden we decide to talk about dogs catching some type of disease, all of a sudden dog lovers gonna call us. I ain't trying to hear that right now.
No. It depends. If you're coming from an informed,
but it sounds like that's what it was with them.
Well, no, that's a meeting. That's a corporate meeting, and corporations have certain rules.
But the corporation didn't get cut off. He said that social media did.
Yeah, well, that's a corporation. Social media is a corporation. I mean, it's a corporation. That's what we're dealing with. Corporations' bottom line is money.
So then why don't we just say that there's no such thing as freedom of speech?
No, there is. But you just have to make sure that you're speaking from facts.
Yeah, they said
but if you're speaking from
speech,
facts,
except for the fact if it causes a catastrophe, like saying there's fire, yelling
just
fire in a crowded building.
You have certain rules. Just like at Ohio State, you followed certain rules because it was Ohio State law.
Okay.
It's certain things you will not go because of Ohio. You even say it. Yo, man, that's Ohio State. We believe this.
Right.
Because you were indoctrinated into their rules.
Okay.
And you believe, and they gave you an education.
Okay.
And you're standing strong, Ohio State.
Okay.
So if you have a Zoom meeting with Ohio State and they give you these are the rules,
okay,
you're going to abide by them.
So what about the time when you don't know what the rules are because you're not associated?
But it's your job. It's your responsibility.
How can it be my responsibility if we're sitting here talking about something that we're not even related to, but a subject matter come up?
But that's part of being if you're going to be on this show,
right?
And then that's why you have Google research. If you can't just,
but even if you have it, you can still be shut down.
Because you have to say, you have to think, it's just like you're not going to not prepare yourself, just like in your documentary.
Right.
You have to prepare yourself to say, okay, I'm going to take it off too because I wanted to get to a bigger place.
Right.
Because I now have Bernard Banks, so this takes me up to another level.
Okay.
So I'm not going to sell here.
Okay.
Now, if you go to Netflix and they say, all right, listen, then we want to buy this from you.
Okay.
But this is what we're not going to advertise it this way.
Okay.
You're going to say, okay. Now,
if I agree, then I do it. And if I don't agree, I don't take the deal.
Right.
But the thing is, I'm giving that information.
Yeah,
if you and I are walking down the street, Louis, and we're having hold on, I'm just saying. So, but you're giving, like you just said twice, people are giving this conversation because we're giving, making those decisions off of information that they have been given. I was maybe shown this at Ohio State. Netflix let me know this. But if someone is coming to ask me a general question and
you say, but okay, just like you say, if you were trying to, just like you're doing your research to see how you can get a best deal from Netflix.
Okay.
You're doing that research.
Right.
So that means in your presentation to Netflix, you've done some research before you present them.
Exactly.
So it's same thing. If somebody comes to me and asks me a question, just like you said, what's your opinion? Well, I'm going to do some research. And I'm going to say, I don't have an opinion right now because I don't have enough research.
Okay.
If I have a question about something gay or whatever, I'm going to go to my daughter.
But
and
I
ask her.
believe that when it comes to those topics, that's what people fear. I think it's a fear factor of people getting canceled. And I think it's the worst thing that has ever happened to America, because that's why we can't get past racism and prejudice and stuff, because everybody is, when you give an opinion, it's just like what
But
happened.
your opinion has to be based in something. You just can't throw out an ignorant opinion.
I'm not
people
talking about
do
ignorant.
all the time.
Yes, they do it, and then they have consequences. And the people who don't do it are the ones that survive and go forward. You just can't throw it. You're not going to.
But I'm not talking about ignorance. I'm not talking about ignorance.
You're not going to let anybody throw out an ignorant opinion about boxing because you know it.
Okay.
You're going to stop them.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a prime example.
He may not stop him, but he may.
I'm gonna still let you. I mean, I'm not gonna.
educate
But I'm not
with
going to
him.
cancel you because you say
Well,
something
no,
different.
you might not have the power to cancel him.
So that's
you'll cancel him in the way that you can cancel him.
But everybody
Just like you say, you don't deal with certain people. You don't mess with certain people because of certain things.
Yeah, true.
Right?
But you have to go after. You have
them.
to.
But
Right.
you cancel them based on something that they did to you.
Right. But I'm not going to. Okay.
So why'd you do that? Why? I mean, based on somebody does something to you or says something about you that you're not dealing with, you don't mess with them.
Okay, so, but that doesn't mean I don't want them to make a living doing whatever they're doing, because I don't agree with them.
No, you don't.
And that's what people, and that's what happens.
You say, listen, Dannon, I got this show and such really wants you on it.
Okay.
I can't be on it, man. But man, I need you on it. I can't. I don't mess with you like that. Because last time I did that, this is what you did to me.
Okay, so there it is.
You canceled him.
I canceled
and
myself.
You stopped him from making a living. He's telling you he needs you.
No, you didn't say it that way. I thought you were talking about if I wanted to be on the show. So you're saying if I'm the guy that can help push the show across the board, right?
But you don't mess with this guy.
If I don't, but if that's, I don't, but it may not, it has nothing to do with the subject matter. I don't deal with him.
Right, because of something that he said or did.
Yeah, but everybody, but that's normal.
Cancel him.
But we're talking about.
But it made you.
I think we're talking about apple and oranges here.
No, what I'm saying.
But do you cancel somebody because they have a different opinion, or do you cancel people?
No, I'm asking you that though.
Because they treated you wrong.
Right. No. Okay.
That's a great point.
But is it somebody? In
that's
this
a great
world
point. She just said.
But it's somebody that you don't deal with because you and him differ on opinions. You and him don't get. He thinks this way. I think that way.
Honestly, there's no one like that.
You know.
I'm being real with you. I don't deal with people. If you treat me somewhere, if you don't show me respect,
that's the same.
No. I'm just making a point because that's what you asked me.
If I don't show you respect,
if you don't show me respect, we can have different opinions. But if you have a different opinions, but you threaten me with that opinion, well, man, if I hear this, now I'm cutting you off because now it's a whole different attitude.
Here's an example.
Yes.
If you're a Christian and I'm a Muslim,
okay,
we have different ideologies, so. Do I not talk to you because you think this way about God and I think about this way about God, or what happened? Like a lot of times people don't deal with each other. Like, for example, Jehovah's Witnesses. If you're not with their program, they won't deal with you. They don't care if you're a family member, your child, or whatever.
But it's dumb because you're just a different.
Dumb.
No,
it's not
listen.
Dumb. That's who they
it's who they are. Okay, it's who they are. But you could lose a good friend just because you have a difference in opinion.
Right, and that's
I have people on social media that don't like me because I had a guy who's a friend of mine who's a lawyer and he's a Trump supporter. And because of that, oh man, I don't believe you. Yeah, but this dude, way before Trump became president, this dude gave me money for a project, always looked out for me. So all of a sudden now I'm not gonna be his friend.
Yeah,
because
that's been the great divider right there.
Yeah,
whether you support Trump or not.
So my thing is, I'm supposed to let that friendship go because he's a Republican. No, it's not even about him supporting Trump. He was a Republican, and so Trump was a Republican, and that's the problem. It's the biggest problem that we have in this country. We rather put everything under the rug than to talk about it sensibly and say, okay, you know what, you got a different opinion. I'm
right,
good
but
with it.
And they standing on their opinion that I'm not going to deal with you because that's your belief.
Right. I'm just and if that's your belief, it is. But it's not. It doesn't stop me because at the end of the day, a lot of times these people that want you to have the same opinion that they have don't give a fuck about you, and we know that's for real. At the end of the day, there'll be people you be like, yo, he won't do nothing for you, but as long as you agree with him, you cool. But he still won't try to help you out. He won't. And I ain't talking about whether it's in the business. I'm just saying in general. As long as you make them feel comfortable with that, you know, he's this, he's that. I've had people. I've no way I cannot have friends that are not Republicans or not Trump supporters or not Muslim or gay. We deal with too many people in our lives.
Okay, is it another story?
Yeah,
this
this
one
is
was
a
way too long.
interesting thing. This was actually going on since November.
Another story that's been long? I'm just kidding.
But did you guys know about this Whitney Houston experience that's going on in Vegas where they have, what is that, the hologram show that they have on Whitney Houston?
No, I never heard about that.
Okay, so this Whitney actually this year marks the 10th anniversary of her death. She actually has a residency in Vegas called the Whitney Houston Hologram concert playing at Harrah's. And
how much are tickets?
Well, I don't know how much tickets are, but here's a little clip of what it is. So obviously they have live band and dancers.
So she still can't dance even in a hologram? I mean,
that's some spooky shit right there.
I mean, that's...
Yeah, it's...
Well, at least she's sober.
Louis, you might want to watch what you're talking about, what you're saying.
I mean, come on. I mean, are you...
So
are people paying to go see this?
People are paying to go see this. There's 6 live dancers, an actual band, and how they do it is they shoot it on what's called CGI, and someone else is actually doing all the moves and stuff like that. And then people are asking, is it really Whitney singing? Part of it's Whitney and part of it is someone else.
So is the question I would have is her estate, is Bobby Brown, who is getting this money?
Well, she was divorced from Bobby Brown when she died, so he's not getting it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, at least,
her daughter unfortunately is passed.
At least they know she's going to show up.
Yeah, but they said the show uses a combination.
That ain't me, y'all. I mean, I'm the bad guy, but this guy's the devil.
Yeah, he was.
God,
no
he went
comment.
Yeah.
The show uses a combination of original master recordings from the studio as well as live recordings that were mixed to create a live experience.
Well, I mean, that's technology. That's where we are now.
Did you really say at least she's going to show up?
Jeff has been sending me jokes. So all these are, no, I'm just kidding. Jeff has been killing me on.
Okay, this show, I don't know, for some reason, this
stupid.
next story kind of reminded me of Lewis a little bit.
Okay, let's hear it.
A man from Kentucky has been awarded
you got my tongue in your mouth?
$450,000 after his colleagues threw him an office surprise birthday party, which was against his wishes. The higher ups let him know, hey, we want to give you this party. He says, no, I don't want to do the party because he has panic attacks. So he apparently went off and suffered a panic attack for the unwanted attention. He didn't want this, and he went off, and he ended up being fired. So he actually filed a lawsuit because of this.
They should have just gave him tickets to the Whitney Houston show. Well, hey man, listen. You know, it goes back to your point, Dannon, about he said what he wanted. He didn't want it.
That's almost like that's almost a. I don't know, man. I'm done, man. You know, we might as well just be robots. We all might as well just be robots.
Jeff is stupid. I don't know why you sending all this stuff. You just need to come in, Jeff. You funnier here.
Damn.
No, I'm just kidding. But this is funny.
Jeff, watch the show. What do you say?
He said whenever you say the story is true, that means it ain't true. Believe me. You ain't going to believe this. Believe it.
Anyway, he ain't here, so
All right, that's
you had to
making me-
be here to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead.
yeah,
I'm
so
sorry. Go
that's
ahead.
it.
That's.
I was just gonna say one more story. Baby mama shot the baby daddy after he dropped the child off to a mutual drop off point. But the only thing is, he brought his new girlfriend with him.
So she shot him?
So the baby mama did not like that. She went off on dude, took his car, crashed his car, I think after shooting him 4 times.
Did she kill him?
She didn't kill him.
Now she should be on death row.
You think so?
Yep.
That's a crime of passion, though.
See, that's bullshit. Because if a man do it, he gonna be on death row. What you mean crime of passion?
Yeah,
Y'all sharing? Y'all got
crime
baby?
of passion.
How's that crime of passion when you're not together?
That's the typical definition of crime of passion.
That you're not together with someone.
No, she was out of control because of the passion of her anger. Crime of passion.
I thought crime of passion. Okay, I'm never.
They
let me
usually
shut up.
say
Let me
when
do
you
what do
walk
right now,
in
Louis.
on your
What you
your,
say, Louis?
your
You don't know?
lover
I say nothing.
and catch them.
That's what I'm
having
thinking.
Sex,
That's what
then
I'm
you
thinking.
Shoot them.
That's yeah. I didn't think dropping a baby off because y'all got joint custody. Oh, I got my girlfriend with me.
Right, that's the crime. She's upset because the girlfriend is
But
there.
you're not even together.
Doesn't matter. The girlfriend is there with her baby in the car. That I'm upset at that. I'm pissed. You've got my child in the car with your girlfriend.
So nothing should happen to her.
Oh yes.
Oh,
she going to
She's
jail.
going to jail. I don't think she should
She
get a death
going to
penalty.
jail.
oh, because
I don't think she should get
But
the death
maybe
penalty.
if she killed him, she should get the
maybe
death
an
penalty.
attorney is going to use that as a defense, though.
Yeah, you know he will.
Well, she already had. Look, for her to decide to shoot the man, there was already issues.
She's gonna shoot him anyway.
There was issues.
She had planned on shooting him that day.
How old were these people?
It doesn't say.
What state? Give me that. I know that's somewhere down south.
Hilarious.
Let's see.
I bet you. Want to bet? $1.
No, I don't bet.
I gotta look it up, but I don't know.
Did you really put your
where it's
pinky out?
from. Yeah, I don't know where it's from.
$1 bet.
Yeah, that's Philly. That's Philly. I don't care what age you are. You. Well, hey, thank you so much for those great stories. The first one was really passionate.
Yeah, the first one was passionate.
Okay, going back to crime. Okay, Cuba Gooding Jr.
Uh-oh.
pleaded guilty
I heard about
to
that.
forcibly touching a woman. And he kissed the waitress on the lips without her consent.
And he was drunk, just like Dannon was saying. If you under the influence, does that matter? Because he was at a bar, he was drinking, he was not to say that was okay because he was drunk, but
I mean, that's just amazing that you have so much privilege that you think you can kiss a woman on the lips. But what got me
or
was
touch her on her ass or any of that.
what got me was his lawyers argued that overzealous prosecutors caught up in the fever of the Me Too movement are trying to turn commonplace gestures or misunderstandings into crime. When does that become a common gesture of you kissing somebody on the lips who you don't know?
But that's not what they're saying. They're saying like commonplace gesture, like, oh, you look nice, you look good in that dress today.
No, they're trying to use that against him for him.
But kissing her?
Yes, saying that was a common no, it's not common.
Oh, you mean his lawyers are trying to say
Yeah.
that? No, you don't come out and kiss nobody.
Yeah,
But I don't think you should go to jail.
Well, he's not. He's going to do community service or probation and stuff, but he's not.
Okay, I have a question on that line. Has any of you been keeping up with this Johnny Depp case?
No, I kind of went over. What is that?
Oh my God! And this is the point I'm saying about what's wrong with our
Okay, hold
society.
on. Just tell us the story.
Well, okay,
first.
well, Johnny Depp is going through a divorce through his ex-wife, Hanlon, or whatever her name is. Can you look up that name for me, POTUS? And she has talked about she was getting abused by Johnny Depp and stuff. And he lost like movies, like this new what they call it when you getting ready to do a new, like he did the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, franchise.
Yeah. So he just got one that he lost that one. He lost another big major movie because she claimed that he's been beating her, but it's coming out that's showing that she was the aggressive one. She's been hitting him. So, and they got, recordings and all that, but he's the one losing. And I just wanted to know what people feel about when men and women are in a relationship where someone is lying on them and it's costing them.
Weren't they trying to drag Elon Musk into this whole
I'm not sure about
situation
that. I'm not sure
as
about
a
that.
witness?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But I've been following. I didn't really do it on purpose. I was going on YouTube and I saw it. And I said, let me see what this is about. And then it's
Her
just
name is Amber Heard.
yes.
Well, it goes to the point of if you're at a certain level, you need to have cameras rolling all the time in your home.
But you're married.
Well, I mean, evidently it wasn't. Yeah, you're married, but evidently it wasn't a marriage of love.
I mean, she was like this one video I saw when I heard the voice. She was talking about how he's talking about you hit me, you punched me. I didn't punch you because a punch would have been a closed fist. I just hit you like. She still hit him, you know what I mean?
It's
like
you have to have cameras rolling to protect yourself, protect your children.
wow.
Protect
Why
your
get
home.
married?
Well, I mean that's why hopefully.
I'm just saying.
I mean that's why hopefully you find someone that's like-minded.
But you always think that in the beginning.
Well, the key, I think, one of the keys to get married is choose wisely, treat kindly. I mean, you don't have to, but you have to. I mean, that's where we are in today's society. People, I mean, she married him she wasn't his high school sweetheart. So she definitely knew where she was going.
Now I don't understand why he stayed there through all of that though. That's what I don't understand. Man, I'm well, and you know he's younger than us, but man, shoot, you get in a relationship and
no, that's that. I was thinking about how much fun I'm having working, and made me think about the most rewarding job that no one hates on. It's like, you know, like when you see somebody doing a job, you're like, I would never do that job. Like, what job is it in America that people are like, that's a cool job? It used to be, you know, I mean, fireman, that's an honorable job.
policeman.
Used to be.
Yeah, right.
Being
No, I'm
in
saying,
radio.
no, that's not. Nah,
Yeah.
people. No,
A lot of people. That's a dream
I mean, they-
job.
they-
and
no.
they
He
think
said
that's
not a
cool
dream
job.
No, he said not a dream job. A job that people won't hate on. People
I'm going to
hate
get
on
to the good jobs that you love doing.
Well, people that clean up dead bodies, that's one thing I'm thinking, or have to clean up a hoarder's house, or that's something you ain't gonna hate on.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I know
think,
the number one.
being a doctor.
Yeah, I know the number one
What?
dog walker.
People don't hate on you being a dog walker.
I don't think nobody would hate on you being a dog walker.
Depends on. Okay. I mean, I would think.
I mean, it would be hard.
People don't
to hate
frown.
on somebody that's a
I don't
dog
say
walker.
hate, maybe frown. People don't frown on doctors. People don't frown on firemen. You know, you kind of like.
Firemen, I don't think people frown on.
No, you kind of think like they are generally good people. They're heroes, so to speak.
Yeah.
For
I
lack
mean,
of
to
a
me,
better word.
firemen are the real gangster. I mean, they go to a fight with water. I mean, come
That's
on,
funny.
man.
That's funny. Yeah, so I would think that.
That's a
I
bad
think it used to be
motherfucker
a
right there.
police officer until we start
Yeah.
finding out the truth about them. But I think the firemen's up there, doctor,
Domestic cleaner, domestic worker.
housekeepers.
Yep.
You think people
Don't hate on them. No, I know I wouldn't. My mom did it the day she died.
people appreciate them.
Yeah.
You have an appreciation for them. You have an appreciation for who I'm trying to
Kindergarten teachers.
Teachers.
Yeah, kindergarten. I think younger kindergarten teachers. But the
Speaking
teachers,
of kindergarten teachers, have you guys been watching Abbott Elementary?
Haven't heard so many good things about
It's
it.
really good.
yeah, and my boy's on that.
Who?
Stan Davis,
Which one is
the black guy that plays the janitor.
okay?
Oh yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, Stan, that's a good. He hung in it. That's an example of hanging in the game long enough and getting the winner.
Good for him.
Yep, he's a good dude.
So then I start thinking about the job people the job people respect the least.
Firemen, policemen,
Police officers,
lawyers,
lawyers,
judges,
judges. Okay, politicians.
especially up your hierarchy,
Um,
senators.
I think people like bus drivers too.
Yeah.
It's hard to hate on bus drivers unless they don't stop when you're trying to catch them. But unless they take
Yeah,
off.
my stepdad was a bus driver.
Especially school bus drivers.
What about cooks?
People who work in cafeterias.
I'm gonna say, what about cooks?
Yeah.
You can get hated on as a cook if you don't make if you make
but
the
not
food
a
run.
school cafeteria.
Yeah. Oh, everybody loves the school.
Yeah, everybody loves it.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the janitor at the school.
Yes.
Everybody. Some teachers you don't
Security guards
At the school.
at the club.
No security. Nah. People they hate on them.
like. That's the one you least respect.
I wanted to backtrack a little bit from the topic. I just saw a quote that's good. It says, if you can't be corrected without being offended, you will never grow in life.
There it is. That's all I'm saying.
That's not what you said. That's what she just said.
But that's pretty much what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's not what you said.
Man, such a little
But I'm just saying.
little red shirt. Didn't have an opinion, but over there.
He just tried to take the
I ain't
vote.
about to
That's
go
just-
do.
that's
I'm
just
about
what
to do
I would say.
comedy in New York. I would never. I mean, Washington. I would never make a comment.
No, I mean,
I love you, Lou. You know you're my guy.
That's interesting too that you say that because there's certain things that I'm preparing for that show because it's the Kennedy Center, and it's certain words I'm going to remove because, like I say, when my son was going to play football, and he said, "Dad, I just want to be a good teammate. I really don't want to play that much." And I in the club, I say, "Kill yourself," but I'm going to replace that and say, "Slap yourself."
Oh, that's worse. Do you know how many women are going to jump up? I've had domestic violence in my life.
No, but I'm
Slap is a bad word.
It's better than kill yourself.
But you better off killing. Because you know that,
But I'm
slapping?
telling my son to slap yourself.
Now you're doing abuse to children. Man, you're going to have to go ahead and reset.
yourself.
You're going to have to rewrite that whole bit.
A job.
Shake yourself.
A job you would not do.
Shake yourself.
That's not funny.
A job I wouldn't do?
Yeah.
You know, here's the crazy thing. You know the job I used to always think about I would never do?
What?
And then as we got older, it's kind of got faded out. A gas station attendant.
Well, now all you do is stand behind.
Yeah, but when we grew up, the gas station attendant would have the money and everything right on him, pumping gas. He's reading, ladies.
No, I'm reading because Jeff said the job that is Dick, whatever, the cool job because everyone loves getting their Johns sucked, even transgenders.
What the fuck?
Wow.
I don't know what he's doing.
I'm just seeing The Shy returns June 24th on Showtime.
Ah, yeah, I like The
love
Shy.
The Shy. That kid on there reminds me of you, though. The little dark, the one the stories
Reminds me of me?
surround. Yeah.
No.
It's like a little Louis Dix.
Is that the African boy?
No, he's not African, I don't think.
Yeah, they're all African.
But yeah, The Shy's coming back. I love The Shy.
I like The Shy too. We like The Shy. Shy is good.
I heard Snowfall is not as good. They feel like because now that John's not here.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because I
Yeah.
think when you create things, I was just having this conversation last week about LA. LA is the most unique market or city in the world. And I feel like when you are trying to depict LA per se, I really feel like you have to be from here to do that. I don't know who the new producers are on Snowfall. I don't know if they're from here or not, but I feel like you actually have to be here and experience or grow up in the culture here to really be able to articulate the lifestyle here.
You know
So
why?
it's based- the
You know
story's
why, right?
based in LA.
But you know why,
Yeah,
right?
It's based on South Central.
Because LA is really, to me, LA is three different towns. You got South Central, where people all say South Central. You got Hollywood, and then you got LA. And South Central, when people say South Central, you automatically, unfortunately, you think gangs, Crips, you know.
But the truth,
No, I'm not saying
about LA is shit can go down anywhere.
Yeah, but
Beverly Hills.
Yeah, but not
the
like-
Valley.
LA's different than Philly. I would take that more in Philadelphia, like a city like Philly. Like Philadelphia, that's why like people say, well, what's the difference between Philly and LA? I say, LA is more about getting caught up with the gangs. In Philly, there's crews. And you can get caught up at any time, any place, because these dudes, you know, it ain't like you recruit people to your crew.
But shit is just not jumping off in South Central. Hollywood is worse than Compton and
No,
Watts.
but I'm not talking about the violence right now. We're talking about in terms of you saying knowing about the city.
Yeah.
You got Hollywood. So when people think LA, if you say, man, I'm going out to LA, but you're in the industry, you're not thinking South Central. You're thinking, I'm gonna be up there in
With
Beverly
the
Hills. Right,
celebrities.
exactly. But if you say, well, I'm gonna go see my family in LA, where they live, or they live in Los Angeles, you're not thinking South Central. But if you live here, you say, yeah, where you from? South Central. Oh, you're thinking, it's like LA to me is three
You
different.
think in the hood.
Right. You know? And I think you're absolutely right. I think one of the problems with Hollywood in terms of stories being told is there very few stories are being told by people that are from those particular areas. Like, that's why I think Will's show is being accepted, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, because he's trying to in some cases, it was kind of overused, but he's trying to incorporate a lot of Philadelphia, stuff in it. The only problem I have, it seems like some of the actors it doesn't come off natural. I think if you're from there, it feels like, they're pushing it. You know what I mean? Like when they say, yeah, that's John, because we say John, but it's different how we say it. You know what I mean? And it's almost like a timely matter where you don't even know what's being said. Like, Lewis, what you think about that? John was tripping. You know what I mean? Like, and it just flows.
I just think you can get caught slipping anywhere in
No,
LA.
I'm not talking about slipping. I'm not talking about violence and nothing like that.
But LA is a little more spread out, and yeah, it has several different types of communities.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So what you're saying, I'm agreeing with what you're saying in terms of you can tell maybe the writing is not being done or the stories that are being brought up are not being done by people that know LA. Like that's one thing about LA, which I do notice about people from South Central in LA. One reason they don't like a lot of celebrities, but then they respect certain celebrities is because a lot of these guys come to town and they won't, half of them have never been past Pico. Like, you know what I mean? Like they literally have come here just to, and I mean, you're right.
I had a little young guy come here the other day to record a podcast. He dripping in diamonds. I don't know if they real or not, but I had to tell him, dude, you can't walk around this part of town with all that stuff on. Like you are a walking target. Mm-hmm. So I told him, tuck your shit in.
Well, your palm trees throw everybody off out here.
Huh?
I said the palm trees throw everybody. I was surprised people had, yards. I was like, damn, these motherfuckers got.
Yeah, when I first moved out here from the Bay, I was not really hip to the gang culture. I was,
me either.
Unbeknownst to me, I was hanging out in some really dangerous neighborhoods before I knew what was up.
So I was thinking the worst job you ever had. I've never really had a bad job.
I've always had dream jobs, but when I was younger, I think the worst job is working at a fast food place.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine, Mako.
What is that?
Is that a car?
I had a job working at Mako.
Is that a mechanic?
No, to paint your, you have to paint the cars and tape them. And it really wasn't a job. It was just that I was working in New Hampshire, and these white boys used to just mess with me all the time. I was a kid. I was like 15, 16. And they was just like throw paper at me. Like,
did you hear that Tesla has one of the biggest discrimination lawsuits going on in California right now?
Mm-mm.
That they throw around the N-word. They have a place where this is allegedly what I heard, that they have a place where they have all the black people that work at Tesla in one place, and they call it the plantation. And then I guess Elon Musk's attitude is like it's no big deal. It's no,
All right. I saw something interesting at the airport. You know how you get up to get off the plane? And I saw this couple. And the girl was lovingly looking at the guy, staring at him. I guess they were together and they were waiting because people were getting their luggage. And she was just glazing up at him. But I noticed that she was cross-eyed. And I thought how strong that guy was because he kept staring at her. And I'm like, he's not getting dizzy or anything. And she was just...
Well, maybe she wasn't really staring at him. Maybe she was trying to see her luggage, but didn't know which way she stood.
Good point, because I thought
she could be like this.
One eye was looking at me, and I'm like, she's really staring at him. And then I just started, and then made me start thinking of all the different couples that you see that, your heart your heart knows what it knows. I mean, it's I guess the heart is one of the most authentic muscles because it's pure. I mean, you see couples and you're like, how did they do that? You see a good-looking guy with an ugly woman, you're like, then you see it.
What do you think makes a relationship now? Do you think it's...
it's definitely not because it's people who are... That's what I'm saying. You see people who you just say, that's an odd couple to what mainstream says a couple should be.
Maybe that's why it works.
No, definitely they say opposites attract, but it's just... I mean, you just never know what makes a person's heart... What falls in love with that person. I mean, just like it's this guy, one of the guys who goes out with us. I met him, his girlfriend came to a show, and I'm like, wow, she's a comedian too. But I'm like, that couple just.
Like, how did they get together?
I'm like, he just got his taste is just whack, But then again, I had to pull back because that was his taste.
I think a lot of times people get together and it works, and you'll see like a couple that doesn't work. It's because maybe of their background. So like, you ever notice, like and don't take it wrong, but you'll see a fine woman with a dude, you be like, and I ain't talking about a dude with money.
Right.
I'm talking about just like a dude. Like, what is she with him? But probably because she done went after, and I'm saying this is your own speculation because you just having an opinion. She done went after so many guys that she might have thought were the one, and then the dude that you wouldn't even think that she would be with. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn.
Yeah, I saw a couple, and they were drinking, and she was pissy drunk, and they were having a good time, and she fell a few times, but you could just tell that was his woman.
Mm-hmm. He didn't care,
and that was his woman. I mean, it's love is just when love is love. It's I mean, like I said, the heart is you just see. It's just that's the way of the world. Just couples are. That's why I guess it's called a couple.
Well, I think what happens, it's like with me, like I've been feeling like lately, I'm like, okay, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to kind of to get a girl. You know what I mean? Like, I've been dating around and having my fun over the years, but I'm like, okay, if I meet someone real cool. And I think you get to a point of, I don't want to use the, not complacent, but what's the word? You acceptance of like, you know what? This is, I'm going to go with what's good for me, not what I think I should have or what people think I should have. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe you finally come to the realization, like, if this person, you said earlier, Lewis, when you're happy to make someone happy.
Yeah, but you see this girl being around your age or younger or what?
I see around my age because my conversation is not young. It was never, even when I was young, it was never young people. I've always dated older women. And that was one of my things because older women would always say, which they don't even talk about today. Like, you got a lot of potential. You have focus. You have goals. That shit don't mean nothing these days. Like, if you ain't got it, you ain't getting it.
Right.
But I think that's why I've always dated older women. It used to be funny. My boys would come to the club with me. They'd be like, Green, they got one for you over there. Like, they would, they're like, she got a cane. I know, nigga. There you go right over there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I've always dated older women. But my conversation has always been older. But I think it's going to be probably a woman between 45 and 55.
So you're actively looking for a girl?
Yeah, I've been starting. Yeah, really. And I've never had and the thing is, Lou, I've never had problems getting with bras. Never. It's just that there's been a few that I've been wanting to keep under and it just didn't work out. But now I find myself like, okay.
Do you have a certain
type?
No, that makes you say, nope, you're not the one. What
yeah.
is what?
One, if you're an untimely person and it doesn't bother you.
You mean being late?
Yeah. It's a total turn off for me. I was talking to a young lady the other day and I said something to her. I said, it's about being dark-skinned in food. And she was light-skinned. And then she kind of went, oh, yeah, well, it's just color. I mean, she kind of went off on a tangent. I was like, whoa, like, I was just kidding about that. You know what I mean? And I could just see that that's an issue. If you have these self issues in terms of maybe who you are, because we all have those, but when it becomes that it dominates the conversation and it's going away from what I'm really saying, Job wise, I used to care about what a woman. It was funny. It's funny you asked that question. I used to not want to date anybody that didn't go to college. That was my number one thing for years because I had went to college and went to grad school and I wanted to be corporate. And I kept saying the reason I didn't want to date a woman that didn't go to college is because I felt like when we come home, we had to have something to talk about. You know what I mean? Like we having different lifestyles and talk. But I found out that a lot of some of the women that I felt were supposed to be the ones that went to college, they were just as either bougie or they, you know what I mean, non-communicated. So now I'm just like, if it's a good person, shit, if she work at McDonald's and she's good, she cool and whatever, it is what it is.
McDonald's, not Burger King though.
Nah, because McDonald's got the fries.
No, I'm just kidding. So that's interesting. Yeah, it's. But I hope everyone finds the right one, it's hard because it's being lonely.
People
is
give
tough.
up too fast. They don't. They're gone at the first challenge. You know. They don't take the time to know what a person likes or dislikes before they decide that they don't want to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of the reasons why I think a lot of relationships don't last long is because people leave at the first sign of trouble or a disagreement.
But if you've seen that, I think if you've seen that behavior before, I think that's what makes people run. I don't even want to say run, but just be like, you know what? I've seen this before. You know, because I remember I was dating this one chick, and I left the broad to be with her. Light skin, red bone, bad chick. She was a former Miss Connecticut. I mean, this motherfucker. I mean, I'm head over heels, and I'm dating her. But we're out one time eating on Ventura Boulevard, and she was doing what men do, like every car. That's what, you know what I mean? That has someone, and I was like, she don't respect me. She ain't trying to be with me. You know what I mean? Even though we got together.
Did you talk about it?
I did have an issue with it. I talked about it, and it was like, I'm just looking, but
people will like say for your scenario, oh, she ain't interested in me. She could have just been looking at, cause she could have been a car enthusiast. You didn't.
It was too many dudes in them cars.
You didn't bother to ask her.
Yeah, but it was too many
why
dudes
do
in
you
them
do
cars.
that?
Yeah, you didn't even think of asking her to go to a car show, maybe.
No, I didn't want her to see
Yeah,
the race.
it's
I didn't want
like-
her to. And this thing ain't
It's
got nothing
like
to do.
sometimes people don't know what irks you if you don't let them know.
I let her know.
Oh, okay, what happened? You told her what?
Huh?
You told her that.
I just said,
bothered you.
yeah, why would you? I said, why are you looking at the car? I'm just looking at the cars. That's what she said, but it was dudes in every car. I mean, the conversation went nowhere.
Then you were looking too.
No, I was looking at her.
So
I
if
mean,
you're looking at her, how do you know every car had a dude?
The
in
same
it?
way a woman would look at you when you see a woman pass and they're studying you, and women say that. When I was out with you last night, every woman that went by you looked at. Don't act like it can't happen, and stop smirking because I see it in your face.
I'm watching the chat room.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Sometimes they're a little more entertaining.
Oh, damn. Excuse me and Louis for being here. This is what we got to deal with. See?
She don't look at cars. She look at chat room.
Yeah. Forget what we're talking about, unless it's her subject.
My point is, nowadays relationships don't last because people don't take the time to grow together.
Right, to fight through.
You know, to fight.
Well, because
through
what did they tell you now? I mean, like you said, your parents before through it.
You were messing with her for superficial reasons too.
No, I no.
She's a bad red bone
from Connecticut.
You
ain't say
what
nothing
kind
of
of substance is that?
Yeah,
I hate when I tell people the truth and you motherfuckers
Well, I
throw
mean,
it back
no,
at me.
I mean, you just- I mean-
Damn, I was letting you know what happened.
So you weren't.
And
You were
it's
just with
true.
her except for
It's true.
because she looked good.
Just true. And you know what's crazy now? We're best of friends. Like we're best of friends.
And now y'all both go just look at cars.
We sit down, yeah. Ooh,
So, all right, well, no, but what happened? So you left her to go with the other girl?
No, I left another girl to be with her.
See, that girl you left, why'd you
Was
leave
the
her?
one.
Was the one.
She was cool. And we're friends. One thing about me, I have to admit, there's very few chicks that I have dated that I cannot go back and talk to or be friends with or maybe even get with because I don't treat people bad. The problem I have is, and I know it's me, is that I get bored. So if it doesn't seem like it's, you know what I mean? Like if you just, and that's probably because of maybe not being in a long distance relationship. The longest I've been in was like 7 years. You know, when you're relationship. You know, when you get older, you're going to have these things.
So you getting bored, whose problem is that?
I just said, didn't I just
you
say
got to
it was,
be
didn't
responsible for your own happiness.
Look, didn't I just say it was my problem? Yeah. I just said it. So stop trying to throw that on me. Stop trying to make me look like the bad guy. I'm already hurt.
That's how you. That's your own conscience. I ain't trying to make you feel like that.
I'm messing with you. I mean, but you know,
that's my 2 cents on why I think relationships, they're just so.
I think it's too easy to get in and out too now. I mean, you could have somebody on Facebook speed dial and or one of these things in 1 second.
Ghosting is the thing now.
What's that mean?
That means not calling them back.
That's an LA thing
disappearing. 1 minute you cool, next thing you don't know what happened. They're gone. Like,
has this ever happened to you, Louis? I don't know. You from LA or California, so I can't ask you. someone says they're gonna come by and see you, like, yo, Lou, what's up? What you doing? Man, I'm at the crib. I'm gonna stop on by. And they never come, and then they never call, like, and say what happened. Or, has that happened to you out here?
Well, I mean, sometimes
That's a Cali thing.
but no, because you accept as a man, you don't. Women, I think, are different. Like if a guy say, "Yo, I'm coming by," and then he don't come, I knew something came up.
But you still don't. Well, what about a woman? I mean, I've had women do it too. I'm saying. So what do you say?
Yeah, what's the difference? Lou?
Yeah.
Well, women more so will come through or call you.
I just asked you, but have you ever had it when they're not? No, I've had it with some women haven't. Like, just like
I always look at something came up.
Yeah, we know something came up, but damn, you couldn't call and tell me that like something came up.
I don't like that either because I try.
POTUS,
to
this is a
value
scary
my
show.
time
This is a real scary
as
show,
much as I
POTUS.
can.
This is a scary show. We have agreed a little too much today with each other. Sorry.
Okay, so listen. It's been
Lewis has been so melodramatic today.
Yeah, he's
you know,
been a little low key this episode.
Yeah, it was okay.
But while he's figuring out what he's gonna say to end,
they said that that the girl you with was probably hearing impaired because she didn't have to listen to him so much.
Who said that? Jeff?
Yeah.
I guess you had to be there.
Good part, Jeff. You're good. You're getting better. Soon enough, you'll be able to come back in the studio.
No, you need to go ahead and stop that. Whatever you doing, come through. But that's all right.
Just want to let everybody know that on April 30th, I will be holding a podcasting for beginners class. You can go to morrismediastudios.com to sign up.
Okay.
I think we need to sign up.
Yeah.
Because we're horrible.
Send Jeff back.
We'll be there.
And shout out to Dominique DePrima. I was on her show today.
She's still single?
Yeah, but she looks at cars. She looks at cars a lot.
Tell Dominique, because Dominique is always fine to me. Tell her Uncle Danny.
There you go again. That's superficial. She always fine to me. She is beyond fine. She is intelligent. She's smart.
And I know, and we would make a good relationship because I'm educated. And I'll be a good daddy.
No, she don't need no good daddy. She good.
Well, good.
Yeah, her daddy passed. Rest in peace.
Well, can you tell
her
us?
Son is a good. She's got all that part taken.
Okay, well then
Dominique is
together.
Well then, can you tell her that Uncle Danny want to holler at her?
No, just for you saying Uncle Danny, we wouldn't tell her that. We wouldn't insult her like that. Uncle.
Okay, can you tell her Brother Green?
Just go on social media and say hi to her. She'll respond. She's Oakland, so you can't come with the BS.
Oh, but that's why we could make it because women from Oakland are the closest thing you're going to get to an East Coast woman.
Yeah.
That is true.
And that's why I dated one. Did you know Tracy Johnson, the hairstylist?
But there's some good LA women. Let's be honest. There's some good women.
No, actually, the women in LA are probably really good because they don't. If you go south of Wilshire, that's still too close now. You have to go south of the 10. You can meet a lot of good women down there.
You can meet a lot of good women anywhere if you just look and open yourself up. Look, Code 3, you cool.
Check out Uncle Lou here with his little love connection information.
No.
Give me the good.
Some of us get lucky. And go to the Pips and find someone.
That's what I'm gonna do. Pips, shout out to my man Pips.
Look for a red dress.
Are y'all going to the thing in Cabo?
No, Speedy's the host. Come on.
I'm not gonna go there.
Why would we go? And we know.
Tonight is the opening of the Pan African Film Festival.
Yep.
I'll be there tonight.
Yeah, cool. I might come by.
Yeah, I've already been going to walk the carpet and all that.
Well, good. I won't be there. But listen, shout out to thank you, boss lady.
Let me give you the Chris Rock.
You guys remember to like, share, and subscribe the episodes so we can continue to build the show. And you can even donate if you want, and I'll put that information up when we leave. But you guys have a good rest of the week. Lou?
Thank you. I'm out. I gotta go.
Lewis, he gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
so let's just
Lewis is special today. Bye, Lou.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Just left me here by myself. Okay.